good gains, right?
More structure, and it was also just being able to work together and just being more strategic with our time and our strengths to support our students. So not necessarily like trying to find something new, but just changing what we had and making it fit.
Molding
with our
it.
team. Yeah.
Perfect. And then Ms. White, you had something about your lower kids, something with the sounds, right?
Yeah, they couldn't hear all the sounds at all. And 4 weeks ago, the daily explicit phonological awareness finally unlocked that for them. So now they're able to do it. They can hear the sounds.
Oh, okay. So we identified that your collaboration and just willingness to restructure that block was a key asset, right? To
Yes.
help move these kids up a little bit. Curriculum.
Yeah, that we didn't need new curriculum. You're correct.
And it's kind of like what you're saying,
Yeah.
right? Just finding a way to mold everything.
And use our time and our strengths.
Perfect, yes. And we all have strengths, right? But when we use them together, we build a stronger foundation for these kiddos. So let's move on to number 3, our problem of practice. So we came up with this problem of practice earlier. We said that inconsistent transition, efficiency, and progress monitoring across our cross-classroom skill groups reduce instructional time and limit our ability to track student growth reliably. So was off a little bit, and we needed a little bit more time to solidify those procedures and those expectations of the students.
I noticed that the core instruction is working. Now our problem is the systems, not the skills. Yeah, so yeah, the instruction's working.
So yeah, I think we proved that the model and our deployment is working, so we just kind of need to figure out how to make it sustainable without burning ourselves out or cutting into like our instruction time before and after.
Right, and you mentioned burning yourselves out too. That's important too, because our mental load, we have a lot of mental load, especially in kindergarten, and now with our special friends added to our plate, it's a lot. So yes, I like the way you're thinking, not just students, but teachers ourselves.
Yes.
Yes. Our mental health is important too. Refinements, now that we talked about transition time, we had talked that we didn't have a standardized weekly progress monitoring tool. I know that we said that the 5-minute transition time, it cuts into instruction.
Like we said, I think it was like staggering them, like having an aide lead one group in the hallway with like a warm-up activity to help reduce transition.
Oh, yes, okay, so and we also talked about adopting maybe a 1-minute phonics and 1-minute phoneme probe to be used every Friday for both teachers, so that we have something like a progress monitoring tool. We talked about having an aid for the enrichment group, because your group ended up being so large and
So not just having pre-choice activities, but being, strategic, but getting independent.
Yes. So we need help. We need more help in your classroom,
definitely.
right? So we talked about having the aide that will follow a planned weekly rotation, so that she's also getting used to the routines, right? And like you said, not just free activities. Also so we did talk about the structure. We didn't talk here, but I want to say we talked outside somewhere about the progress monitoring tool, and we talked about the transition time. So if that's the case, and we want to continue with this model and see where it takes our students and to see how far we can progress them, right? Let's agree on how long we should implement all of these things. We talked about how to mitigate the transition time, how to progress monitoring. We talked about how to provide a little bit more structure in the enrichment group. So how much time do you think?
Well, now we don't really have any breaks coming up as far as holidays or such, so I say at least maybe good 4 weeks.
Okay.
At least.
That's a good chunk of time, right?
Yeah.
That's a good month.
Because normally we have like breaks with holidays or whatever, but we don't have any, unfortunately.
Unfortunately, right? So we're going to keep the effective skill-based group model, and we're going to implement the 4 refinements, right? We're going to include a common progress monitoring tool for accurate data comparison. we're going to create a little bit more structure in the excelling group. Sorry, it's not going to the next